She popped right on in.
Hey,
Oh, yo, we here.
Hey, cuz.
Monday
yeah.
morning. Well, I said Monday morning, afternoon. We got our special guest, Candy Simon.
You always say the wrong last name.
Oh, I gotta get used to that. I got used to that. I'm sorry. There's a correction. Candy Miles. That is the correction, guys. And we, of course, we have our superstar, Tanika. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was
Was good?
wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. All right, look. See, as long as them cheeks are puffy, that means you had a great year. Well, hey, look. As long as I don't see them cheeks drooping and they up there, that means you had a good day, a good week. You ain't sad because you know my cheeks stayed puffy.
Mm-hmm. It's a family thing.
It is a family thing.
Word up, man. Listen. All right, so this is part 2 of our tell it to me. Last Friday was serious. It was juicy. So let's see how juicy this one can be. All right, this is part 2 of talking about abortions. So we have our new guest on today, and we want to see what they have to say about this. So, Candy, what do you think about, what do you have to say about abortions? Your point of view. And before we go into this topic, I want to make sure all our viewers understand that this is just our view. How we express ourselves. We having a conversation about it. We're not trying to, down women or try to make men look good. We're just having a conversation, and it's from a place of love and encouraging, on all different types of levels. So that's what we're going to do today. I just want to make sure that the viewers understand that this is not a type of podcast where we tear down a community, tear down a race, tear down people as we see fit. So we're just trying to enlighten people on decision making. That's all. So yes, Kenny, what do you have to say?
Terrell, do you want to put a disclaimer out there? Because, when you talk about abortion, sometimes that's, sexual content might be brought up. So you might want to say disclaimer for this topic that we're about to discuss today.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
No, that's all right.
Candy.
I'm going to be direct.
Okay, be direct. This is we want you to be transparent and direct. Okay, let's get it.
My body, my choice.
Oh shucks, here we go. We got it. Let's go. We going right at it, y'all. She said, "My body, my choice." Okay, let's see what you got to say, because I'm gonna get at you. Come on, let's go. Let it roll. Now your body, your choice. Is that it?
Yeah, it's my body, my choice. Why do government has a say so on what I do with my body?
We're not talking about the government doing anything about it. Oh,
yeah. They always coming for a woman. It's Woman History Month, and we're not having it this month. Do we come after you men about your penis? No.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna let you speak.
We never come after the man. The woman is always the number one. Well, yeah. It's up there. One of the threats.
Yep.
Threats of what?
Wants to be controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Is that in your eyes or that?
Yes.
I don't think so. No. How?
Wow.
No.
You don't see
that?
that?
My personal opinion.
Yeah. That's what you. Oh, so maybe because you had bad experience. That's what you saying.
Those are my thoughts.
No, but have you had?
I haven't had those experiences because I'm a strong alpha woman. So yeah.
Wow, you're an alpha woman.
Yes. Yes.
You know what alpha means, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do it mean?
Head person in charge.
You can't be that. You cannot be that.
Mm-hmm. Head person in charge
of yourself.
Yes, of myself. I'm talking about myself, not my relationship. Not my relationship. I'm talking about myself as an individual. I'm not a submissive woman.
You what?
I'm a submissive woman to certain things, but
okay,
I have a very strong opinion about a lot of things, as you see.
As I see. Okay, well, so since it's your body, your decision, right? Was it your decision to sleep with the guy that you want to?
Absolutely.
So knowing that if you sleep with an individual, there's a possibility that you can get pregnant. Is that right?
That's correct.
So you don't want to take ownership and responsibility of doing those things because it comes with a consequence because you're not married with that individual. That's one, okay? And number two, you already know as a responsible adult that if I do this unprotected sex or protected and I have a child with this person that I don't plan on being with it, you don't think that's irresponsible of an individual to say that, you know what, I don't want to be with this person, but now that I'm pregnant, now, you know what, I don't want to be with this person and it's solely my body. So I make that decision to say, you know what, no, you didn't think about that when it was time for you to have a drink and go out and sleep with that person, did you?
No, I thought about those things, but like I said, at the end of the day, you make choices in life. Just like you mentioned fornication, that's a sin.
Of course.
You overindulging in alcohol, that's a sin.
Yes.
So you need to pick out your sins. You're doing various sins. So when we come to, if I create a child and I choose not to, is that sin worse? Because I mean, we can name a whole bunch of sins within this platform.
So since you say sins and we talk about sins come with a consequence. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so if sin comes with a consequence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, we're not saying all the time, sometimes you make that decision, that choice, you have to be responsible enough to say, you know what, I made this decision and I gotta live with the consequence. But see, people don't want to live with that consequence. They want
I agree with you 100%. But if you notice, there's a lot of women out here that are having children that should not be a mother. A lot of kids in this world are being tortured because of maybe they religions, they had a baby and they really didn't want to have a baby, but they went by faith and they had that child and was a horrible mother. But right. Some are great mothers, but some people was not meant to be a mother.
And guess what? That is absolutely right. Some people are not meant to be parents at that particular time. And guess what? There are parents that, so we talk about abortion, right? But there are parents that have children. They're not meant to have children together, but guess what? They do it anyway. Regardless of the circumstance, they still do it. And before you get to my point that I'm saying is that before you get to the abortion part, men and women have to be conscious enough to say, you know what? If I do this, am I ready to I'm ready to own up to the consequence that comes with it? See, everybody wants to, I want to say everybody, I want to say people want the easy way out and say, you know what? Listen, it was a night of pleasure. Listen, I'm pregnant. I ain't trying to have that child. But guess what? You don't have to get to that point if you don't. It's hard. It's easy for me to say because I'm a person who had a child, young, and I'm different than everybody else. See, me, because of my upbringing, my upbringing, no matter what the circumstance was, I said, you know what? I'm gonna be a father because I had a good father. You see what I'm saying? And so when you look at those when you factor in those things, that's what you got to also look at. But people are not willing to look at those things and say, you know what? Let me do this, or let me make a wise decision. Someone told me that sometimes having a child is a mistake. To me, correct me if I'm wrong, young ladies. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I say young ladies, women. Correct me if I'm wrong. Listen, I thought a mistake was something you don't have no control over. Is that right?
I'm gonna let Tanika take that one.
I don't know about that one. I mean, you might have a control to try to make the right decision, and it's still a mistake. Think about it.
So, what is the definition of a mistake? Let's look that up and see what. Yeah, look that up and see what the mistake means. Okay. So, and then, because people use mistake as an escape goal, but let's look up the word mistake and what does it really mean? Because
it says to blunder in the choice of, that's one, to misunderstand the meaning or intention of, that's 2, to make wrong judgment of the character or ability of. And the last one is to identify wrongly, confused with another. Identify wrongly. It's misunderstand, mistake is basically to misunderstand, to make wrong judgment, or to identify wrongly. That is what a mistake is.
I don't agree with the word mistake, Terrell.
Huh?
I don't agree with the word mistake, because if you doing, if you having relations, you can get pregnant. Is one
right. Exactly. That's my whole point. You can't say that, because some people do that. Oh, that was a mistake. I had a child. It was no. I didn't want to have this child. That was a mistake that night. You know what I'm saying? Like the other lady that was on here, Tanika was on here with us, and she said she had abortion, right?
Lita.
Because she wasn't ready to have a child, right? But guess what she said? And I don't disclose her name because Tanika was there, so she know what I'm not saying false.
Oh,
I'm not
supposed to.
Huh?
I said her name.
I mean, you
talking.
No, that's cool. It's cool. But look, Candy, you know what she said? She was drunk that night, right? She wound up pregnant. She said, I didn't have the baby. She said she had an abortion. And see, that my message is to see, we don't want to own up to our wrongdoings, and then we make the decision of doing that. And then the brother that was on here, he was saying that if it was him, no matter what, he would like, yo, give me the child. I'll take care of the child. You don't got to do nothing. I mean, I would be the same way. Like, yo, go ahead. If you want to come see her or see him, you can. Listen. I know it's not a lot of men out there like that would do that. You know what I'm saying? But we can't just say that's the case. Sometimes, some men be like, they get scared. But guess what? It's like sometimes it's lack of communication too. You know what I'm saying? Even before you get to that point, women are just, and I'm not, like I said, this is our love. This ain't to tear down. I say women just sometimes you're like, yo, sometimes they don't even tell a man. They be like, I'm not having this child. Don't even give the man an opportunity, because like what you said, it's your body, it's your decision. But it takes 2 to tangle. So it should, I feel like it should be a decision that come together, you know what I'm saying? And let them make the decision together, not just say it's my body. So you know what? Forget how he feel about it. Tanika?
Yes, thank you.
Ting, chime in. Go ahead, yeah.
Look, I don't know why you keep bringing that up as if the woman's body is not her right to make the decision. It is her body. The male is the one that puts all that in her, and he is the only one that knows when it's coming. Okay? Don't sit up here and make it on the woman to be responsible to say, you know what? It's not my fault, but it's your fault, and I have to say it's both of our faults. No, it's basically his fault. Sorry. If he's the one laying down with her and he knows that when he inserts and explodes, it will be on her. And it is only him that knows when the time of explosion will happen. You get what I'm saying? Please understand. You get what I'm saying, Candy? You understand my point?
Yeah, I understand. I understand you 100%. And because at the end of the day, the mother is the one who normally raised the child. The mother is the one whose life mostly disrupted. Now, I'm not going to discredit men, because, it's a lot of good guys out there who step up to the game and they are wonderful fathers. But there's a lot of fathers that's not. So when you decide to have that baby, you take full responsibility. Now, if the man decides to assist you, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
But when you make that decision, you basically making that decision on your own.
She polished it up.
She polished it up. You making that decision on your own. Now watch this. All right. So we got to that point. You said it's your right, right? But guess what? Before you got to that intimate night, right? It's also your right to choose the man, not just for his looks, not just for You know what I'm saying? Can he satisfy me in the bed? You gotta look. You see, and that's the key right there. You talk about men, right? But y'all don't take the time out to really see that man for who he really is. Because I promise you, most women are looking at the man. Let me see. Can he put me to sleep in the bed? Can he satisfy me financially, mentally? No, they're not looking for that. When you go to the club, when you go to the lounges and you taking a little sip.
You're talking to the younger version of us. We are not those people.
I know. I'm wondering who you talk to.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hey, hold on. You talk. I'm talking to the younger generation. You saying
who go to the club?
Yeah, you talking about going to the club. We drinking and you make bad.
Okay, so I said the lounge too. You go to the lounge. You go to cigar lounge. You can go to the regular lounge. Just listen to some music and look, wine and dining. That's it. You go get something to eat. It's just simple. It ain't got to be all that. I'm just using those, as an example. But that's where it all balls from. That's what it all stems from right there. So those making those decisions right there, you won't have to get to that point of having an abortion. But guess what? Nobody wants to take time out to do those things. Not no more. They want it easy. They want it quick. They want to be, especially if they coming from a place of hurt. If they coming from a place of hurt, guess what? They're not looking for all that. They're not trying to do all that. They like, listen, I've been hurt 50 times. I've been hurt 5 times. So they not looking for that right individual. They not, especially if they hurt, they ain't looking for marriage. They're not looking for just that person they want to spend the rest of their life with. They just like, you know what? Freak these dudes. I just want to get me. I want to do me now. Do you hear that now? Do y'all hear that, lady?
They should be taking the necessary precautions. If you don't want no child, use protection.
Sometimes protection don't work. Don't. Hey, look. Now I ain't saying this because I'm married, but hey, look. Practice abstinence. You can't do that. Not if you, huh?
Yeah, if you're in your religion, if you're
religion.
I mean, that's what makes people, somewhat accountable. Sometimes, if you're in some type of, I call it religion, but spiritualness, because it takes a mindset to, have abstinence and do it for a long period of time, because goodies are out there and they're just waiting for you.
Oh, goodies are out there?
And that's what I called it, yes.
Okay.
I like it.
She said, huh? Whoa, what'd you say? You like goodies? What you talking about? You married?
I like the way she referenced.
Oh, okay. I just make sure I just clean that up. Clean that up real quick. But Tanika, but listen, watch this though. All right, I got you with that. You said it takes discipline. I understand that. It takes discipline, right? But the crazy part is this is if you're in a relationship, right? It takes hard work to really get to know that person, because some people wear a mask and you don't see the uncovering of that mask until 5 years, 10 years. You might not really know that person. So you waste all your time, all your energy in that individual. And guess what? Now you didn't waste it all that time. So it's important to save yourself, because guess what? Here it is. I am a man. So not only am I speaking from a married perspective, but I'm also speaking from a man's perspective, a father that has daughters. So why I say that is because guess what? When I look out into the world, right, as a man, I look at women and I say, she looks good. She looks nice, right? And the first thing I'm saying to myself is, what about her mind, spirit? What can she bring to the table? And women do the same thing. But at the end of the day, is it something worth you giving up? Because no man want a woman that been with no man, like especially we say classy women. No man wants a woman that's been with 5, 10 men. Nah, and if you're not,
it's crazy to me, because you men be having the most highest body counts.
All right, so all right, I get. So we got the highest body counts, right? But what happens to a woman? And we gonna keep this an adult station, so this ain't no trying to be.
I told you disclosure.
No, we can talk like this. It's people cursing. I'm not doing all that, so I can say what I want to say. You feel me? And be discreet about it. But look, you got a woman that has vagina, right? And she has different men inside of her. Her walls is all beat up. Who wants that?
I agree.
Nobody, no
But
real classy man don't want that, because guess what? He will listen.
they won't know until they try.
Exactly. And then when they try, you be like this.
You're screwing women for days.
Exactly.
But that's not the point. The point is you won't know until you try. You won't know about a woman and her history. You won't really know. Anybody can lie and say who they've been with or who they wasn't with. So that's just lies. It's a mask. Just like you said, it was a mask. And people put on masks just to get what they want. And if you want to get in bed with somebody badly, you can say everything right or wrong, the wrong thing meaning not true, but say it right and then get into bed with them. That's it.
And then
then the time comes when plan B might be necessary for the next day.
Yeah.
Can I propose a question?
Oh yeah, sure. Anything. Let's go.
Okay.
We like this.
Okay. Is abortion justifiable in a case of rape or incest to you?
That's a good question.
All right. So would you like me to answer, or would you like
I would like you to answer, then Tanique can take,
Well, this is from my perspective, and as you can see, the shirt that I am professing, you see, can y'all see it? Okay, so I just want to make sure that's clear. Okay. But my thing is this, and I'm being so serious, and I'm being empathetic, sympathetic, and everything, is that God is the creator of all things. Sometimes there are things that happen that we have no control over. Only God has control over. So when I speak that, I'm saying to you, it's hard for me to say that, because guess what? I wouldn't want that to be on no one to go through that. But at the end of the day, God allows things that to happen for whatever reason we do not know. So when I answer that, I answer it and I say, that's in God's hands. That's not so. It's not for me to decide whether that's right or wrong. That's truly in God's hand, because that is. You listen. If that was to happen to one of my children, I don't know how I would react. You understand me? I'm human. I have feelings. I have emotions. So I really wouldn't know how I would act. I would truly be praying to God. But that's what why I answered like that, because it's hard to say, because I believe in God allows things to happen for things that we can't see with the naked eye. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about rape, there's things that happen. We don't know nothing. We don't know what transpired from that. We do not know. So when we look at it and say, oh, this person's been raped, or this person, their uncle did this, and we don't know how it transpired. We don't, it's unhuman like, but God allowed it to happen. So why? You know what I'm saying? It could have been something.
Do it matter why it transpired? Because you keep saying we don't know how it transpired.
No, it doesn't.
And incest is
it doesn't. No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
No, but I'm saying, I'm asking. So you asked me that question, and I said to you, I can't. It's hard for me to answer that, because God allowed things to happen.
Okay.
I
respect your answer.
No, now go ahead, Tanique.
Okay, let me ask it one more time so I make sure I say the answer right.
Is abortion justifiable in a case of rape or incest?
Yes. Absolutely. I've had to come on here and speak my truth and say things that, oh God, everybody's going to have an opinion about, because somebody thinks it's wrong. Another person thinks it's wrong. Somebody else is going to disagree with what I said. But yes, to your question, yes, Candy, it is justifiable, because if you are raped, that is not something that you wanted. Incest, nobody really wants that either. So yes, if that is something that happened to a woman, I think that going for an abortion, if that is what she wants to do, then that is something that she should be able to do, and it's justifiable. Nobody should even question it, because it makes sense that she was taken, all of her will and her willpower to control her own body and her own mind was taken from her, basically.
Because I brought that question to everyone's attention, because you see a lot of states are banning abortion, and one of the questions was, they banning it and they don't care if it was incest or rape. So That's a
No.
unique circumstances. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
didn't
wow.
know that. And the lady Lita, she was on last week and she was mentioning about the states, making these changes and Trump and everything. And I don't follow politics, or, I mean, I get in and out of it, but I haven't been listening to a lot. So this is all new to me. But it's very unfortunate. But I want to go back to what you said earlier about why is it the man is coming at the woman? And I completely agree with you. Why is it that men are coming at women for their own rights? Like they're trying to take away their right as a woman and what she provides to the world. We are women. We are ones that bring forth life. So you're basically going to tell us that we don't have control over our body and who we want to be with and who we don't want to be with and who we want to bring into the world if there are situations, especially like, rape and incest. Like this world is changing, I won't say the world, I'm going to say this country is changing in a way where it makes me feel like they want that patriarchal way of life to hold on to it, because that patriarchal men only doing the rules and regulations, they're the ones that setting the rules for women. And that's a scare tactic in my mind. Like the man wants to take over a woman's control because they're scared of the woman. The woman's power has been coming out more and more throughout the last 50 years, what she has the ability to do. And I think men are threatened by it. That is my, I truly do. Because why
You
are
see Chucky over there, get him.
Why are these laws being made? Why are these laws being made in that way to take over a woman's right and say you don't have the right anymore? All these years when they were trying to get rid of black babies, the reason why it was created. And now all of a sudden they want to say, oh, you can't. I don't care if you was raped or had incest. You're going to bring that child in. And guess what? I think it's all about dysfunction. They want this world, I'll say country, to be dysfunctional, and that's just my opinion. So that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I agree.
So Candy, I'm gonna read some statistics for you. I read to the other guests. Listen. These are some of the reasons why people, women have abortions, right? So it's financial reasons. That was 40%. 40% of women decided to have abortion because financial reasons, right?
Okay.
Then you had 30%, 36% on timing. It was just bad timing. So women, 36% women, had abortion because of that reason. And then you got parenting related reasons. That was 31%. So when I say 31%, it's 31% out of 100. The same thing with 36% out of 100. 40% out of 100. No. And then the last one was need to focus on the other children that they had. That was 29%.
Wow,
So
this
they
is
had
interesting.
So they had abortion because one, financial reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two, timing, and partner related reasoning. So basically, the two don't get along. So it's not in the best interest of have a child. That was 31%, and then need to focus on the other children. So they had abortion because they might have had 3 kids, they might have had 2, so they wanted to focus on the other 2. So 29% out of that, had an abortion. That's statistics. That's one of the things I looked up, and that was statistics. And now, as we sit here and we talk about that, now see, guess what? As you look at the statistics, right? These are some of the reasons why women decide not to have a child and have an abortion. But before you get to those reasons, really look into the man. Really look at the person you trying to get down with. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why. And then also look, that's why a lot of relationships don't work, because they don't really get to know that individual before they even sleep with them. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing some podcasts. Some of the women said, "Yeah, I sleep with him on the first night." That's it. They said I would sleep with him on the first night. Irresponsible. Now, guess what? The consequence that comes with that is maybe a baby, maybe STD. From either one, it doesn't make a difference. But now they say, you know what? Nah, this dude, he corny, he whack. So I'm not keeping this baby. You know what I'm saying? And so that y'all say it's y'all body, so you know I respect it. But, you know.
Terrell, did you know in certain states a father had legal rights to oppose an abortion decision of a woman?
They oppose, you said?
Like, okay, a man can oppose a woman getting abortion.
All right. Yes.
Like in the state of California, you can
Yeah,
oppose that.
So here's Lita brought up something last time, right? So if we were married, right, and my wife said, "No, I don't want to have another kid." No, we married. She gonna have to have the kid. No, she don't make that decision by herself. We make that together. So if she don't want the kid and I do, now what happens? So because it's her body, and now I'm just saying because it's your body, you could just solely say. Now I said married. We're married, so she can say no. I want this baby, and I say no, baby. We keeping that baby. That's my son. That's my daughter. Whatever it is. I don't. So now what happens?
But in the state of California, you don't even have to be married.
No, that's something. I mean, I heard of it. I heard. Yeah, I heard.
Rape. It can be incest. It can be you know, we had a one night stand, and you know, and I'm like, oh, I don't know him like that, so I don't want to have his baby. But you like, I've been waiting on a baby all my life. You gonna have this baby?
Hey, listen. It's like I said, slippery slope. Look, Tanika, why you got that face?
I mean, I don't know what to say. Honestly,
No,
I mean, I'm just listening to how these laws, you know, are made.
Oh, okay.
And so that is what's amazing to me. I've been out the loop when it comes to that type of stuff. You know, I ain't have no babies, you know, so it's like I ain't been pregnant. So I don't even think about it. But, you know, I think about, you know, the women that are affected by it. And it's sad. This is very sad, you know. And I think that I really hope that it, you know, changes to, you know, the right direction, because this is not the right direction. You know, you had these laws in place and all of a sudden you're making changes like this. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, what is really going on? Because there's something else hiding beneath it. You know what I'm saying?
Beneath the surface.
Yep.
Okay, now watch this. Now let's be real now. I'm just assuming. I really don't know. And now that you guys we here talking about this, I'm going to find out. Now listen, how many white people you know that do that? It's not that. I doubt if it's that many white people go out having one night stands and they.
Why not?
Really? I don't. What, come on.
Had a fan. I'd be like,
you what? And look, I'm going. Listen, and I'm always on. I'm on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'm definitely going to make sure I clear the way. And I will speak about this on a different time, but I'm gonna find that out. I don't know, because guess what? When you really look at that, you know, I feel like it's the minority, and that's us that have that issue, that have that problem. You know what I'm saying? That huh?
I disagree. And then when you do your due diligence, can you look at all ethics?
I swear to goodness, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to do that, because as you look at the society and you look at how we do things, right? And I say we, black people, we do things, right? Look all that's going on between us. It's always turmoil. It's always chaos. When one person get up, they try to pull them down. You know what I'm saying? You don't see a lot of us pulling each other up, uplifting one another. You know what I'm saying? And that's the game. And then guess what? A lot of the men are, you know, abusing females, you know, not mistreating them. And if they haven't been abused themselves, so it's hurt people. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot going on amongst. You don't see too many, you know, happy homes when it comes down to the black community. Do we?
You just touched on something, and I would say it's a trigger for me, because I feel like black communities are always poster child over negative content. Now, if you look at commercials about diseases or you know certain things, it's always a black person as the poster child. You know, all you see is a black person as the face of every darn thing. High blood pressure, black person. I mean, breast cancer. Not no, I can't say breast cancer, but when you see cancer, it's normally black people. It's this situation happened with all ethics, all race, but all you hear is the black community, the black community, the black and the gays, and the black and the gays. I'm like, no, no, it needs to be across the board, and I'm sick of being a poster child for those negative content.
Well, let me say this. One thing I've noticed that they talk about is white people's statistics are going down for having babies. They're not having enough babies. They've decreased. So that could be a possibility that the white women going up in them clinics and taking care of them.
No, you can forget that. That ain't happening. Hey, listen, no, that is not happening. But no. On a serious note, but Candy, what you said is but you gotta listen. I spoke on Sunday. I know you guys was out having a good time. I had a guest on Sunday, and the topic was stubbornness. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get the knowledge, and we get it, and we don't use it. We don't apply it. So the things that you talk about, you know what I'm saying, we suffer and we have a difficult time with that because we don't apply it to our life. You know what I'm saying? And because we don't apply it to our life, then we have those issues. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about, what you say, what did you say? You said cancer?
Yes, cancer.
Okay, when you talk about cancer, there are things that we can avoid from doing, but we still do it. So then now you have cancer. You know what I'm saying? Certain things we're not supposed to indulge in, and we do it. And we still do it, and we know we're not supposed to. So now, guess what? That's being stubborn. You ain't supposed to do certain things. Like you go to the doctor. Most black men don't like going to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Getting checked. They like, oh, I'm good. But it's important to go and get checked, get an annual, yearly. You know what I'm saying? Check those things so you can be, aware and on top of the game. You know what I'm saying? And I speak as a black man. I do it because I want to, live as long as I can. But before, when I first started going to the doctor, they said I was good. I didn't go to the doctor in 15 years.
Oh wow!
This before I got married with Esther, right? Uh-huh. So I didn't go to the doctor in 15 years. But from I want to say 2000 to 2015, I didn't go to the doctor. But I only gained 5 pounds in the the 15-year span. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gained.
You're looking at the perspective of weight.
No, but
just checking the body out, the wellness of your body, making sure body functions are working correctly.
You don't think that's good? In 15 years, as much as I eat and drink, right? Mm-hmm. I only gained 5 pounds in 15 years. You don't think that's good?
I think that's good, but I think it's better is you ain't have no no other health issues.
I don't. I've done like everything. There's nothing I haven't done. Blood, I forgot what it's called when they check your bowels. I did it all. Colonoscopy. Yeah, everything. I'm only 46. I did everything, and everything was good. I just one thing they did tell me was that they said cholesterol. That was it. Other than that, they told me what I had to do. I've been on top of it. You know what I'm saying?
You stay in the gym. You should be skinny.
No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. I do stay in the gym, but it's like it's the eating habit. So being a chef, sometimes I love food. So I'm eating sometimes and late sometimes. I think it's for me is the carbs and the starches and stuff like that. I don't drink a lot of soda, only ginger ale, and I don't have ginger ale in the house. So, I don't drink every day. So it's like, it's tough, but I'm older now. So my metabolism, it has slowed down and all those type of things. But Tanika, why you look so sad?
No, I'm not sad. This is not being sad. This is just my look.
Oh yeah. Oh
This is
yeah.
the look.
I don't know. It's, Friday you wasn't like this. You was sitting up, you perky, like
Mondays
Mhm.
are totally different. Getting back into the work week, and it was a busy day for me. So
Oh, it was a busy day today.
it's
Oh,
busy.
okay. So, you got any more questions for me, Candy? Because you just sitting
Yeah,
over
good
there.
questions.
Yeah, you have some
Thank
good
you.
questions.
Yes.
See, when it's a topic, I have to do my research and make sure I speak on the topic correctly. So from part one, what's the difference? What's informative information that you learned from Friday? Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday.
Friday. Mhm. I mean, well, since it's you, Tanika, and the other lady, and I respect that's your body. You know what I'm saying? Every circumstance is different. So, you know what I mean? And when I speak about, when you talk about incest or rape, that's hard to say. Like I said, it's I don't agree to that. So I'm not, that's definitely not even in my mind to even agree to that, say you should not get an abortion. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm clearly not saying that. That's just hard. I just pray to God I never have to go through that with none of my kids. I know I'm not, but I ain't speaking bragging on like that because it's like sometimes when here's something for you to think about. Put it something in your spirit. Candy.
Mm-hmm.
What if there's sometimes there are cases where parents mistreat people, you know what I'm saying, and their sins fall on their kids because of how they mistreat somebody when over their time
It's
span.
called generation curse.
Okay, there you go. Generational curse. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. See, things like that. So then what do you say about that? You know what I'm saying? Generational curse. And then, somebody that happens to somebody's kid. What do you say about that?
You just have to stay prayed up because,
that person ain't prayed up.
Because
the other person not prayed up. They don't give a dag. They don't care. They just like this living their life. So now it comes down on their kids. So what happened? What do you say about that?
If it come down on me, it's nothing I can do about it because I don't even see it coming because it's nothing that I did to deserve this. If this is the generation curse that's coming down from my family and my family didn't prepare me for this, that's why I said you have to stay prayed up. That's why, in our household, in our family, we went to church a lot. We prayed over, we covered. So maybe it was some curses that we didn't know about then, and
right.
and reason why they was praying for us so hard and trying to cover us so hard over all the things that they did in life, but they didn't tell you what they did in life. They just prayed over you.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said and that's why I said, that's why I said before I answer that, what I'm saying, it's a slippery slope because we don't really know. That's why I said it's things that's unseen that we really don't know the cause of it. And it's not to say that it's right and it's not justifiable. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, I'm mindful of that sometimes people do stuff and it comes back on them. You know what I'm saying? It comes back on their children. It comes back on their family members. You know what I'm saying? That pain and that suffering because they did that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me if God was a loving God, right? Why in the third world countries that the children are, homeless, don't have anything to eat. Well, so how could God allow that to happen?
Yeah.
I'll say something about that. I think that people are always not mindful of the fact that you may live in a life of privilege, and you have all these privileges and all these things in your life that make you look rich or look like you benefit better than somebody else. But that is what the world we live in. We have a wealthy and poor and everybody in the middle. So there's scales to it. So for people to ask, why does God do such like that? You have to keep in mind that there's everything. God is everything. So you will see the scale being up and down when it comes to the wealth and the poverty of people in the mind and in the environment.
So,
it will always be there.
So how do you explain the children that are born into poverty? How do you explain that?
Okay, for me, what I think of it as, I do believe in past lives. We don't talk about it because it was never taught about, the resurrection of Christ and what it really means, reincarnating, right? Because that's what that was, right? Point is that everybody has to come to this world and learn something. Whatever they're supposed to learn, you do it over and over and over until you get it right. And that is why that forgiveness, that talk about forgiveness is there, because you are going to basically learn your lesson. And if you don't, you do it over again in a different life, in a different circumstance.
So you saying those children that's born in Ethiopia or Nigeria, that they're born into
Something
poverty?
that, they're born into something that is not something we may understand, but for their life, it is for them. That's my point. We take our life and put it on a high pedestal and think that we're better than somebody else, but they probably look at us and wish that they, would be in the same situation because they don't want our problems. We can't sit up here and think that we're better than somebody just because they have a poor look. That is the way their life is supposed to be. So who
Really?
are you to judge? Yes. Yes, indeed.
You believe that? You think so?
No, she loves me.
I mean, I know, and I lose people all the time. I get it all the time. But the point I'm trying to make is, we are in United States, okay?
No, I'm not talking about United States. We talking about
I'm just
other.
talking like in.
Okay, let me switch the scenario for you, Tanika.
Okay.
Okay. What about the children's maybe 2 years old and they get cancer? And they haven't even had the opportunity to live life or do anything wrong. And, and the parent pray up over the darn kid, and they end up passing away.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the parents lose faith.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's
I'll give you what you're asking for. Okay. So everybody was talking about generational curses. Think about generational curses. They are real. So you had a curse on your life. You never learned the lesson. You reproduce over and over, and you still never learn your lesson. You are an image of yourself over and over and over. Your grandparents are you. You are your grandparents, and we are living this life over and over and over to learn our lesson, whatever the lesson is. So those that have lost children, and it is very sad, they thought that they were going to pray up over their child's life and they would live and all that. There's something that needs to be changed, that needs some correction, or you have to go through a pain and a suffering because you did something in your life. And I'm going to say past life as if it was a generational thing. Okay, understand it that way. Okay. But the point is that is what we as individuals have. We have our genes are connected to our past. And if we're not doing the right things to learn the lessons of our mistakes, we're going to continuously make those mistakes over and over. And it gets worse and worse. And in poverty, and in mindset in poverty, and in your environment in poverty.
Okay, I understand better. That one was better.
Okay. I get it.
Okay.
But I'm totally different. People, I'm weird, so I have no problem.
No, but no, your perspective, it's not weird. You just do a lot of reading. Your perspective is a little bit different than everyone. But I mean, that's the beautiful thing about you.
Yeah. Thank you, Hattie.
You go above and beyond. You think a little bit different, so you challenge people a little bit more.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can't say, oh, the sun is green. You like, I read in this book, it used to be blue.
Yeah. Right.
Oh Lord, man. So hey, listen. I guess. So it's like I said, it's a slippery slope, you know what I mean? And something, when we think about, making decisions, we got to think about the consequence that decisions we make. People don't think about that no more. They want to live. They just want to enjoy life and think, I'm doing everything right. But if you're doing something wrong, then you got to think about the consequence that comes with it. Most people don't think about that. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question for
Our parents, yes, shoot.
I have a question for you. So now that you know about more about abortion, do you think that you're going to find a woman that will tell you that she thinks abortion is wrong? Because you've had 3 women tell you that they are for abortion, right? And I'm asking you, do you think that there's a woman out there that will be like, I think abortion is wrong and we should be
pro-life? So will you find a pro-life advocate?
I'm not an advocate against or for abortion. What I am being an advocate of is taking the responsibility before you get to that moment. Know that there is a consequence, and guess what? You don't have to do that. You don't have to go into that. It's hard. It's easy for me to say that because I'm married. No, guess what? I lived the life too. So if I was talking to the younger generation, I would tell them, listen, these are the steps that you should take and you shouldn't take. You have a choice to make those decisions when you become grown. So in making those decisions, try to your best ability to make the right one. And the right one is that save yourself. Keep yourself sacred. Keep what's in between your legs sacred. Don't go. Hey, you can go out there and have a good time. You can have a drink. You can go out there and have a good time with your friends. Talk to a guy, but you don't have to end up sleeping with that individual. It's easy for me to say that, right? Because I'm married.
Right.
But guess what? What I'm trying to push is responsibility. And that's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to go and do that and say, you know what? Because guess what? Knowing that you have a choice to say, I can go get an abortion if I don't want that child. That's the easy way out because you can go and do that. But guess what? And not be held accountable of your actions or your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing if somebody go and steal. They know the consequences of stealing, but they still go and do it. They're not taking no accountability of them knowing that there's a possibility I can go to jail. There's a possibility I can get locked up. So what I'm pushing is not the fact that I'm against abortion. What I'm trying to encourage people to do is that listen, before you make that extra step, think about the consequence that you're gonna have to deal with. That's it. It's easy for me to say that, right? But guess what?
This is the mature, godly.
Hold on, but guess what? But
remember, somebody out their panties in your 20s.
No, but look, this is what I said. Listen, look, because I only can speak from experience. I've walked it, right? So I can talk about it. So what I'm saying to you is this: yes, I did those things, but guess what? I promise you this: I was cautious about the people I slept with. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're going to sleep with somebody, be cautious about it.
Okay. So what are some preventive actions that you recommend to the youth? I mean, because I only hear is be abstinent. So what else that you can advise them if someone youthful see this podcast?
What everything
all
that
you saying just be abstinent, don't have relationships.
But here's the thing. You said what I'm gonna tell them. Mm-hmm. Everything that looks green ain't green. Everything that shines and don't always shine. It's got a dullness to it. That you can't see the dullness because they got it glycerin all on top. And then when that shiny stuff come down, guess what? You look under there, you be like, oh my goodness, man, what the heck is this? You understand what I'm saying now?
I'm trying to see if my 20-year-old self will receive that.
What I'm saying, like right now in our generation, in this generation that's coming up, guess what? If it's all about sex, it's all about shiny things. It's all about
I agree.
All right, okay. So guess what? Everything that shines and glitters ain't always what it seems to be. It appears to be. So know that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to know. You know what I'm saying? You walk. Look, you walk into the club, the lounge. You go in and have a good time. Have you a drink, relax, go with your girls. You meet Keith. say, hey Keith, how you doing? Have a
He
conversation.
loved the club, Tanika. He loved the club.
I did. I did love the club. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, I walk the walk so I can talk it. You feel me? So when I look, it's a true story. See, like you said, Candy, look, I'm a different man now, but guess what? God was always covered over me because of our parents, our grandparents, right? So I'm gonna tell you a little story real quick before you get off, Candy. Look, I remember when I used to go to the club, right? I was out one night with a couple of my friends, and you know what he used to say to me? The girl was coming in the White Castle. I'll never forget this. Came in the White Castle. Now, all the people in the White Castle, she said, to me, what you looking at, church boy? I was like, what? No, who you talking to? And I was already saucy. Who you talking to? But my point to you that I'm making is that, look, she came straight to me because I knew I wasn't in the place that I was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to be out there doing God's business, doing his work, right? So guess what? I'm getting to the point. Girl said, oh, I got a banger for you. I'm thinking she's going to go get a gun. She goes to the car. She pulls out a razor blade. I'm like, oh, shoot. So I'm like, oh, this girl, and she's swinging it. So
What kind of club you went to?
No, I said I came out of the club. We was at White Castle.
Oh.
This was in White Castle, but it was a lot of people in there. She just pointed me. I was like, yo, what you doing in here, church boy? What you looking at? I really wasn't looking at her. She just said it to me, right? I was like, oh, shoot, man, let me get up out of here. So she's swinging a razor blade. She didn't cut my friend. And I'm like, that was the last time I've been to the club.
Wow, I see why.
I was like, yo, I ain't going to no jail. I ain't going to kill nobody. That's like, oh, man. I had to say that because you keep talking about the club, but that. So,
he had trauma.
Yes, that's trauma. That was trauma. That was real trauma for my life. I was like, oh my God, man, Jesus.
Yeah. So all I was just trying to say is, you have to speak to the younger generation a little bit different because, in their generation, sex is pushed on them. Videos. Yes. All the content. You go outside. The way they dress. I just feel like the younger generation for them to be noticed, it have to have some sexual content to it. So that's why I say if you speak towards them, you have to speak their language a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Oh, don't worry, I'm working on that because I got some young jitterbugs. So you know how that go. I got young adults. So they ain't trying to hear me right now. But I'm real cool. You know what I'm saying? Dad, I try to speak to them, try to be transparent with them and tell them, my younger ones, they have sex. I'm not going to disclose their names, but they have sex. So what you want me to say? I'm going to say, see, I said, I speak from experience. I don't try to bash it and say, but I said, listen, be careful because these are the things that possibly could happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just up here talking and like I don't have to deal with that. Like I don't have to go through it. But, at the end of the day, the key thing for me is that she got a supporting parents. She got a supporting father. Even if she used to happen, I like I said, I speak about this because I don't want her to think that she got to do that. You know what I mean? But like my co-host say, it's her body, her mind, right? Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But she got a father that's saying, yo, I know that's your body. You know what I'm saying? Be responsible enough to say, you know what, but she ain't doing that. So, it's cool. But I want her to know that no matter what she go through, I'm there to support her. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing, about that. I'd rather her not to. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. As long as it ain't what we discussed earlier. As long as it ain't that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm gonna be supportive. And like I said, yes, I'm one of the rare men that will stand up and, do whatever necessary for my daughters. Stand in the gap for them, whatever. You know what I'm saying? My oldest daughter, she married. So, this is my little one. So, my co-host, she quiet over there today.
I'm looking at my lighting. I'm like, oh God, I forgot to turn my lights on.
you got good lighting.
Yeah, it's not. I can see Candy glowing and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I had to tell her. I said, "Okay, get some more light." She didn't have enough light. She was looking like.
I had your lights in there.
Yeah, you did. He ain't say nothing. Well, I did come on one time.
I mean, you've been on it, so I figured that
I've always had lighting issues.
Did you go to the gym today?
I did. I got it in. So.
Have you been listening to more inspirational things, music?
Nah, I listen to Nicki Minaj right now.
We gonna have to change that.
I'm loving Nicki right now.
Look, that album fire. I heard it.
Oh, see, Jesus. That's fire.
I told you gotta learn how to talk to the young people.
That's right. That's their music right now.
So you gonna learn how to talk to them. You gotta be more intellectual to them.
I have to be a little bit of both because
you know what? I'm glad you said that. Before you get off, I'm glad you said that. But see, that's exactly what they don't need. You see what Todd Tribbett said? Did you see what Todd? Huh?
No, repeat what he said.
The church is whack. The concept of church is whack. You didn't hear him say that?
No, but I heard somebody say they rebuked him.
Yeah, they did. Michael, I forgot his last name, but one of the other pastors.
I seen that part.
Right, but the thing is that see, people want to compromise to reach the young people. That's what they want to do. They want to compromise how they speak the word of God or how they bring them in, because that's what happened. That's what Todd Tribbett was talking about. You know, he compromised what he's saying. Now he said this on the Breakfast Club. Now he's a man of faith and religion, and a lot of people follow him. And he said that. See what I'm saying? So he compromised what he should say and shouldn't say. You know what I'm saying? Now he's getting a lot of flack from that because of how he said that. You know what I'm saying? There's other people out here that's not doing all that. Yes, you're gonna have the good and the bad doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this young generation want to hear and see. If you could do the Millie Watt in church. What? No.
But that don't have to be all the time. Like
that's what they want to see. They say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to this church because you know what? They could go in the church and they could Millie Watt. They could do all this." No, you can't do the same thing that the people do in the world. You can't do that, and that's what they was talking about. You can't mix the two. You know what I'm saying?
But you have to speak the language of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You have to speak the language of the world. Listen to this. You know, Jesus went around and talked to all those people, the prostitutes, the taxpayers when they weren't shit. You know, he spoke to all of them and spoke the language.
Jezebels.
But he spoke the same language.
You don't know that, but you there. Was you there, Dennis?
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm a follower, so right. So watch this. If I'm speaking the same word that he has spoken, and I'm speaking love, the love that I speak is different from everybody else. See, my love language is different from yours, but I'm still speaking in love. And how you receive it is all up to you. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, my content, how I speak is all in the place of love. So how I speak to you, I gotta know you. So he was talking to the people that he knew. He knew the taxpayers. He knew how they were already. So he knew how to speak to them. Just like me. I know how to speak to you. I know how to speak to Nika. I know how to speak to my kids. And I learned that, you know what I'm saying, as I walk, as I talk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't receive it the same way. So as we talk about the young generation, I would have to go into the place and learn how to speak to them so they can receive it in their language, because everybody can't receive the same thing on the same level. If you're on this level and you down here, I got to come down here where you at. I got to meet you where you at. You understand me? So it doesn't mean that I got to change how I say it. What I have to do is learn how to say it to you so you can understand. I don't have to change my ways. I have to change my content. I change the way I speak to you. You know what I'm saying? Some people like some people say to me that I'm a little hyper when I'm talking, right? Especially my wife. Right. I'm hyper, right? So there are some people that don't know how to receive that. So now I got to bring it down a notch. I got to talk to them. Hey, how you doing this morning? How was your day? I got to look. I got to rub my hands.
Sometimes it comes off aggressive.
Aggressive, exactly. See what I'm saying? So that's the same thing you would have to do to certain people. You got to know how to be able to talk to certain people. And I over the time I learned that because I had some people say, oh man, Dennis, he too hyper for me. I don't hold the count. Now they're able to talk to me because I've calmed down and I gotta be able to listen first and not speak. I gotta hear. You know what I'm saying? Hearing and listening. I gotta do that. So then I'll know how to react to their response or how to talk to them. You understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah, because you got that James Brown energy all over the place.
I mean, I do, but then I don't because it's tricky. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why it's tricky is because, boy, I tell you, I turned a lot of people off over the years, and I had to come back and show a different side of me. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, somebody got to get in that kitchen.
That's right. That's my wifely duties.
That's it. Because I don't have to call Mr. Simon. Oh no!
Lord.
Oh my God! What is it? What is it again?
Mouse.
Yo, why I keep getting that messed up, man? I gotta get used. Yeah, no, I gotta get used to that. Used to that. I've been so many years. I've been Simon. Now it's Miles. I mean, Mr. Miles. I'm sorry, Mr. Miles.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go downstairs and let him know.
I don't want you. I don't want you to choke me up, Mr. Miles. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. But listen, it's a pleasure to have you guys again. Well, have you, Tani and Candy. So I'm gonna let you guys roll up out of here. It was a pleasure to have you on the podcast. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, we gotta do it again, Candy. It was
yes.
great.
We gotta put you on with another two people and talk about something different. I do listen. I just want to ask you a question.
Oh, I thought you said we was going.
I'm gonna let you go. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. All right, see y'all later.